Thanks for checking out my micro drawings channel. I'm going to show you my setup to get started here today. That is the holder for my iPhone. Just holds it right above where I'm working. That's my Canson XL Bristol Smooth 100 weight acid-free paper. And that's my Light. Gives a good clear, really clear light. There are my Copic sketch markers. Those are the ones I'm planning to use. And there's a scratch piece of paper to test out my colors. So I'll get started here. That's my Copic Multiliner 0.03. That's the little black pen that I use. And it's pretty smudge proof. So once I get it drawn down, unless I have like a little pool of ink, it ends up being, like I said, smudge free. So I'm not, when I go over it with the Copic sketch markers, I'm not smudging it all over the place like you typically would with regular markers. So I'm getting started with him. This is the Fortnite skin. Hotdog skin is what I refer to it as, but I think technically the name is the Brat. So I'm starting with his little sunglasses and then his hat. And from there, I'm going to just work down the lines that I see, which are the sides of the bun. So, it's kind of like his vest or his jacket. I think there's a little relish in there, little green pieces that I'll add later. But that's what I'm working on right there, is each side of the bun that shows as he's facing you. So just kind of trying to make it about the same thickness there, and with some little lines to represent the relish. So later on I can color those in. Again, thanks for checking this out. Please subscribe and share if you haven't. And just about got the bun parts done, and so there's the top of his pants, and then I'll continue to draw it. And there's the quarter for scale, but then I'll continue to work down. Seems like all the Fortnite skins, really skinny long legs. At least they seem that way when I'm drawing them. If you check out my playlist under the Fortnite skins, you'll see some of the other ones that I've drawn. So, and they're some of my favorites because I end up doing a little more shading and blending of the colors on them. So I'll let you watch here for a little while, and I'll join in again towards the part where I'll be coloring. So at this point, I've got them all drawn in there with the black Copic Multiliner, and there's the quarter for scale. You can see it covers it up. And here each time I'll show you the colors that I'm using, just in case you are a Copic sketch marker person and would like to draw him and using the same markers that I'm using. So I'm starting with this. It's a lighter, it's more the flesh tone or the hot dog skin color, and he's got some holes in his pants there, so that's why his knees are showing a little bit. So I work on that, and then I'll add I forgot to add the part of the hat just above where the snap part is. But here, back to the hot dog skin or brat skin color, just adding a little bit more, trying to give a little more three-dimensionality to this. The Calvin and Hobbes and Peanuts or Charlie Brown characters I draw, they're pretty much just one color. You know, if it's the yellow hair of Calvin, it's the yellow hair of Calvin. There's not really much for shading, but with these Fortnite skins, I try to give a little more three-dimensionality to them. So I'll show those each time as I go here. And I sometimes need to rotate the paper to get that fine tip right into where I need it to be. And I'm just kind of lightly touching it. The next color I use here, I picked it up and started going with it. Oh, it was that one rather. It actually bled a little bit. I think there's something wrong with the nib or the end on it. But so on to the yellow here for the mustard on his chest a little bit. And then I'll just continue to add shading a little bit and cadmium yellow to again give a little three-dimensionality to the mustard. And then I'll use a couple shades of green here, a lighter lime yellow, and I think it's a Nile green. So those will be for the relish. Again, just lightly touching here. There's not a lot of work area on the finer details on this guy. And then when I'm moving on to the gray colors pretty soon for his hat and his pants, I'm using about 3 or 4 different shades. And again, I'll work from lighter to darker and then go back over to give some of the blending together. So I'll be quiet again and let you watch, and I'll join in at the end. Just adding a little of the darkest coloring there, and that about wraps it up. I'm just going to put today's date on there. It's July 28th of 2021. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.